What's happening, everybody? So I'm sure many of you have heard the good news about the Starcraft Remastered by now, and I'll show some screenshots of the gameplay footage right now. And so, unfortunately, there is not too many screenshots of gameplay at the moment, and going online, it's hard to really find the full-sized 4K images. But so, a couple of things about this game is that it's apparently going to be in 4K resolution, the gameplay itself, and it looks like they're going to keep all of the classic gameplay mechanics, things like selecting 12 units at a time, and rally points aren't going to be like in StarCraft 2 where you can right click to auto harvest minerals at the mineral field, and it the graphics look incredibly good. It looks like they literally have taken the original 3D models that they used to build the sprites, and they're actually going to be using those again. I guess they have them stored up away in some archive somewhere, and they're actually going to be taking those and reanimating them and updating what looks to be the entire game engine itself to support like a higher resolution gameplay quality. And I think this is awesome. Number one, I always felt that since StarCraft 2 came out, that StarCraft 1 was just so obsolete and just so, which is kind of a good thing that the successor to StarCraft made the original kind of seem like pointless to play. So I think that's a really good thing that they're going to be bringing this back. Another great thing is that Blizzard has said, I've read on a forum, that they're going to be taking SCM Draft, which was the fan-made, sort of the hacked map editor, and so they're going to be taking ideas from that map editor and they're going to be incorporating it into the new StarCraft Remastered map editor. So we should be seeing a lot more ways to control the units and like customize the abilities. I hope. If not, then it's fine anyway because it's like it's almost kind of like it's held StarCraft 2 back a bit. Like they've made so many things. They've had like the map editor is so powerful to the point where it's too powerful in that it's extremely complicated to figure out how to get certain things working with the data in the unit editor. One thing being is you need to have like an understanding of the entire actor based system, and you need to literally memorize like all of like the unique behaviors and what they do. And it's not until like that point that you like learn, you basically have to learn the entire game engine, the game engine's like underpinnings, to figure out like how to create those like two little floating guys with the brood lords and complicated things like that. So it looks like the map editor is going to like stay simple, and we'll probably be seeing a lot of maps coming out for the remastered version. Other things is like the campaign apparently is going to be revoiced, although kind of not too happy about that since um, this is kind of the one thing that's kind of irritated me about StarCraft 2, which is that they did have the original voice actor for Sarah Kerrigan in StarCraft 2, and there's actually a BlizzCon footage that shows you that of Kerrigan talking, and it's the original Kerrigan's voice. And for whatever reason, she wrote a tweet about it, but they fired the original voice actor, and they instead they replaced her with like this big name celebrity who was a part of like some. She was on a couple of like okay TV shows, and it's I don't know why you would do that. Like people are so familiar with a character, and you just go ahead and replace her with someone that's more qualified, who's been in bigger roles. Like I don't know, it just doesn't seem right just to replace your old voice actors with someone else just because that replacement is more qualified and has like a bigger name out there already. So that's like the kind of one thing I'm not looking forward to too much with the revamped dialogue, because I do kind of like the old voices a little bit better. in some respects, such as like Zeratul and Kerrigan's, and so. But I mean, we'll see. Maybe they'll kind of try to bring it back to like that old school '90s sci-fi style that we're all used to. Since I honestly think that StarCraft One at the time of its release was like completely inspired by The Hunt for Red October. If you ever watched Hunt for Red October, you'll like feel like half of that movie is basically just like inspired by what eventually became StarCraft. They took a lot of sort of like the admirals, the Russian admirals, and they literally like incorporated it into that game. And it always kind of miss that old fashioned 90s sci-fi, because sci-fi that they make today is way different than what it was back in the 90s. And so hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more content like that. And so yep, keep your eyes peeled. And StarCraft Remastered is due to be released this summer. Can't wait to get my hands on it. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'll be having more content coming out for you soon. Take care.